Hello friends, in last video we saw how the vapor compression refrigeration system works. Now today we will see how vapor absorption refrigeration system is work. Now what is the basic difference between vapor compression and vapor absorption? So in this vapor absorption system we replace compressor unit by providing two units. One is a absorber and second is a generator. So generator just behave like a boiler. So generator, so absorber unit and generator unit, these combinedly replacing compressor. That is the only difference. Now in process we require compressor to make it high pressure, high temperature and vapor form of refrigerant. Here with the help of absorber and generator we complete the function. So let us see how it is going to work. In this system there is a two working fluid we use. One is a refrigerant, that is this system I am explaining on ammonia as a refrigerant, NH3, and second fluid is a absorbent, that is water, H2O. So let's start how to draw, and during drawing the schematic of vapor absorption refrigeration system we will learn what is the different parts and how they work. So we will start from absorber itself, just like a compressor. So absorber is a simple unit which having weak solution of water and ammonia. So suppose this is the absorber unit and this level is a liquid solution of water and ammonia, but this is weak solution, diluted form. So this is, we say, weak solution of water and ammonia. Obviously some part will be in the form of vapor. When it gets condensed, so it will be liquefied and stored in this. Now this is absorber. So I will write here absorber. So this is the absorber unit. Second is a generator unit, where we can say it is a boiler. So it is a generator unit. Generator it is called because in this unit we generate vapor form of our refrigerant, that is ammonia, and separate out from water. So this is called a generator. So this is a solution of water and ammonia, but as compared to this having a strong solution, and this is a weak solution of water and ammonia, and this is a strong solution of water and ammonia. This unit is a generator. So it is called a generator. In general language you can say a boiler. Now in a generator we have to provide a heat with the help of burning of any fuel, by providing any heating coil. So suppose this is a heating coil, electrical kind of heater, so heating coil is there. So when we supply electric power, this is an electric heater, so heat will provided to this solution, and this is a strong ammonia water solution. So when heat is provided, as compared to water, ammonia easily vaporize. So at the top of this chamber we have always ammonia vapors. So these are the ammonia vapors. No doubt some part of water also vaporize and store here, but at the outlet of this unit there is a analyzer unit, and analyzer separate out water particles, water vapors, and restrict it to flow. Only it allow a flow of ammonia vapors. So anyhow, from the generator only ammonia vapor can be move out and pass on to the remaining system. Now there is one circulating pump which is connected to absorber and generator. So whatever be the weak solution of refrigerant ammonia and absorbent water, so we can write it like a weak solution of NH3 and water H2O. So in short form we write like weak solution of NH3 and H2O. It is supplied to generator. When heat is provided in a generator unit, so this weak solution, this is a strong solution, not a weak solution. Strong solution is supplied to generator unit. So this strong solution is supplied to generator unit. Now when heat is supplied, what happened? In a mixture of NH3 and H2O, NH3 easily vaporize water. As compared to NH3, it cannot be vaporized at that much temperature. But some part of water also get vaporized, but analyzer restrict it to move out. So only vapors of ammonia can pass out. As the ammonia vapors move out from the generator, this solution become weak because now it having less ammonia content and higher water content. When it is supplied, it is having higher ammonia content, less water content, so it becomes a strong solution. When strong solution, we provide a heat. From that strong solution, ammonia vaporize, and when that ammonia vapors are supplied to system for refrigeration purpose, so less amount of ammonia and higher amount of water, so this solution become weak solution, and then this weak solution be supplied back to absorber. So this is weak solution which is supplied back to absorber. Weak solution of NH3 and H2O, that is water. But here absorber having lesser pressure, generator having high pressure. So during supply we have to reduce the pressure. Then only we can supply weak solution into absorber. So we have to use pressure reducing valve. So with the help of pressure reducing valve, this high pressure weak solution pressure get reduced and then supplied to absorber. Now here again weak solution. When ammonia from evaporator enter to this absorber, that ammonia get absorbed by the weak solution and this solution becomes strong. When it becomes strong, it will again supply to generator. So likewise there will be a circulation. Now from the generator, whatever be the vapors form at a high pressure, obviously high temperature, in a vapor form, these ammonia vapors as a refrigerant we are supplied to the condenser unit. So this output of generator is high pressure, high temperature, vapor, but ammonia NH3 vapor refrigerant. So these property of ammonia vapors supply to condenser. Now condenser unit, so it is a tube structure through which this refrigerant is passed. So draw a schematic like a tubing section. These tubes are not sufficient providing the area, surface area to cool down these high temperature vapors. To increase overall surface area, we provide fins to the condenser unit, and now with the help of these fins, overall surface area increase. So now it becomes sufficient to cool down vapors of ammonia, and there will be a phase change when it reaches to outlet of a condenser. And as I explained in a previous video also, we have to connect this outlet pipe or section to the top of condenser only. So when this vapor pass through this condenser unit, during its pass, when it gets condensed, so that liquid ammonia also having a tendency to move down due to the gravity. So there will be no blockage of the flow. This is a condenser unit. So condenser supplied property is high pressure, high temperature, NH3, that is ammonia vapor refrigerant. Now outlet of this condenser unit having a property, that is condenser not going to reduce the pressure, so pressure remain as it is, high pressure. But it reduces the temperature. If supplying vapors are superheated, then definitely it get reduced to saturated temperature, and then after it will remove out latent heat. So it reduces the temperature. So now temperature, suppose low temperature, and is converted into liquid. Liquid refrigerant. So output of this condenser unit is high pressure, low temperature NH3, that is ammonia liquid refrigerant. This liquid refrigerant is then passed through the expansion valve, where there is a restricted area, and during passing through that restricted area it loses its pressure because pressure is utilized to overcome the friction. So we have to pass this high pressure liquid refrigerant through this throttle valve or expansion valve so that its pressure get reduced. This is an expansion valve or throttle valve. So output of this throttling process gives low pressure low temperature, because it is not going to affect the temperature. So temperature remain as it is, low temperature, and liquid refrigerant. So our ammonia liquid refrigerant phase. Now this property of refrigerant is then supplied to main evaporator unit, where we obtain a cooling effect. So it is supplied then to evaporator unit. So this is a suppose evaporator unit where actual cooling effect is obtained. So this is a cooling zone or space. Evaporator. Now, when this low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant passing through the evaporator unit, suppose this is having a cold storage unit, so cold storage unit having some food content inside it. Okay, then suppose there is a water bottle kept in a evaporator unit. So now what happens? When low pressure, low temperature ammonia liquid refrigerant passing through this evaporator unit, it extracts latent heat, and whatever be the liquid refrigerant get converted into vapor form, and it will move ahead from backside. Again liquid refrigerant come, extract the latent heat from your food content, vaporize and move ahead. Likewise, it extract heat continuously till your food container reach to the set temperature. So what is the output of this evaporator unit? So evaporator unit is always a mixture. Remember, it is never a completely vaporized form. It is always a partial vaporized form. That means it is a mixture of liquid and vapor refrigerant. So output of this evaporator unit is low pressure, low temperature, and it is a mixture of liquid and vapor or refrigerant. So now this quality of ammonia refrigerant low pressure, low temperature and a mixture of liquid and vapor form is supplied to absorber. Now absorber having a weak solution of ammonia and water. So this ammonia get absorbed in this solution and this solution become a concentrated, that is a strong solution. Once it becomes sufficiently strong, then it will supply to generator. But during absorbing these vapors, what happened? Heat also released from the vapors. So this weak solution in an absorber get heated, and as its temperature rises, then its absorbing capacity reduces, so that we have to maintain its temperature. For that we provide cooling water. So this is the complete cycle of vapor absorption refrigeration system. Now where we can use it? As I said, we completely replace compressor by this unit, absorber and generator. Now here we provide electrical heater. We may use solar panel and utilizing solar heat for generating these vapors, or we may use vehicle exhaust gas as an input energy, and that refrigeration system can be utilized to maintain a control atmosphere of that vehicle cabin, driver cabin. So likewise we can use a vapor absorption refrigeration system. So I think this clear the idea of vapor absorption system.